call y'all about some thoes. Double honors to the apostles at the S. Salutations to the elect, men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3. Hey, behind the wheel right now, doing a quick video on my way to my destination. But yeah, Matthew 24, it talks about unless those days be shortened, they shall no flesh be saved. And see, everything the elites got going on, yeah, they pushing the MOTB. That's their ultimate goal for the MOTB. But one ultimate goal is population control. So everything is population control. Gender wars, beef between men and women. Mainly that really go on amongst the tribes, especially you niggas. Because all that shit that Esau feed Eve about not needing a man, he only sell it to them. When you look at even the tribes and the other nations, they don't eat that shit. They be like, what the hell, only people that eat that shit up is mainly the tribe of Judah and you other tribes that's been westernized. But for the most part, the tribes that's in these different lands and the tribes in these different lands and the other nations, they don't eat that shit up, man. So, and what's going on, condoms, all that, the murder rates, violence, and all this shit, all that's for population control. You read the first so-called commandment of the Georgia Guidestones. They want to depopulate the earth to a 500 million people and maintain it at 500 million, which is a 500 million people. Okay, which is a 500 million people. So, that's what I was on, because I want to touch on a couple things, but so you got a lot of men getting vasectomies, so you know what I'm saying. So, see, Esau the devil, he could have had it to where it's like that, but he just had it where the women could tie her to. The men was like, fuck. But since he coming into his new world order and feminism did its damage to the tribes, for the most part, it did what it came to do, supposed to do. So he all right, because with the whole welfare system and all of that, that was really based on destroying the family of Israel, of the tribes, because a woman really couldn't get the full benefits of welfare unless she had a child. I mean, they'd still help her, but if she had a child, that's where you get the apartments, the wig, and all of that. Then they put the baby father on child support, or he couldn't be in the house. They showed you that in the movie Claudine, which after that, I think the Welfare Act passed, right after that. Man, you got the old Buick Roadmaster. Them motherfuckers are bad. I ain't seen one of them in a minute, but yeah, so you got men now getting vasectomies, so because life itself has about broken to the point that it's not even worth living no more, because what do people live for? They live for, a wife, that was their heaven. No, people didn't really want to be rich and shit like that, but, people just wanted, a woman, a son and a daughter, you know what I mean? And some finances where, they could maintain that. And they was happy, probably go fishing once in a while, or, have a beer. And that was life. So even life from that simple perspective has been, sorry if the sun kind of like in the way, but it's all good as long as you can hear me. Even life from that simple perspective had been destroyed, totally destroyed. So kids is turning out to be sodomites, lesbos, thugs, and hoes. That's what children are turning out to be. Out of them four, just like worthless pieces of shit. So, society has a major influence on that. Then when you have these kids, you fuck around, they grow up, they don't respect you. Even if you there. See, a lot of times, the father get disrespected for not being around, for not being there, for just like abandonment. Which is understandable to a degree, a deadbeat. The Lord said, if you don't take care of your own, you're worse than an infidel. So, but you got fathers that's there doing the best they could, and that's around, present. They still getting shitted on. Fuck you. They growing up being hated and despised by their children, whether they had a presence or not. Damn. With the whole child support shit, paternity fraud running like at 40%. And that's a lot, you know what I mean? That's just people who found out, they wanted to go to another country, they needed a blood transfusion, they needed a kidney or a liver, and they had to, do a test. Like, I wonder if my son could give me a kidney. Oh, yeah, your son could do it as long as he's your son. And, yeah, of course he's my son, and they go do a fucking, a blood test. And they be like, yo, the blood work don't fucking match. And you like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I don't match. Like, it's not your kid. And you like, what? Then people try to leave the country with, they find out it's not their kid and shit. Like, so paternity fraud is running high. Then the way the kids is coming out, they coming out with fucking, autism, the food, the vaccinations, that they get at birth, the food, they coming out fucking autistic and slow. And like, that's not just like, that's kind of like every kid. They're not even coming out healthy, so once it come to the point like, fuck it, I ain't gonna have no kids. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, then why deal with a woman then? You know what I'm saying? Because it feels good to have sex with a woman and stuff like that. But the main reason dudes deal with women is for children. Long term. You know what I mean? Because it's whole inflation right now. You know what I mean? It's pussy everywhere. On the internet, you can get it. You know what I mean? Like, especially on the internet, like, they got these different sites. You got the whole stroll. You could go up and down. The typical women you talk to, they miss goody two shoes by day, but they hoes by night on the internet. So, Shalakia. So, like, once you come to the point, like, yo, I don't want no fucking kids, you know what I'm saying? So you like, well, then why deal with a woman then? Oh, just for sex. All right, well, I get that, you know what I mean? Or like, if you don't get it, you just pay to get it, you know what I mean? And just go on about your life. Because it's like, the main reason men that bought a house, You know what I mean? The main reason why men, worked jobs, bought homes, you know what I mean, got married, dealt with a long-term relationship, moved in with a chick was like because of kids. Because really, like, life is really great, especially now, because everything's backwards. But, life is great just being single. Trust me, I know. you know, it's still hell or whatever, but a lot of shit people be going through, like, you know what I mean? It's really not, like, you see these two hands? I'm at the supermarket now just about to get some items. I don't even have to, I go in there with these two motherfucking hands in my armpits, and I walk out of that motherfucker with everything I need with my armpits and my two hands. If I get greedy, I might grab something with my teeth and walk up out that bitch, or get a little, the miniature baskets. But once it come to the point of, the Lord said that except those days be short and they shall no flesh be saved. Once it come to the point, like, you know what I mean, you don't want no kids, life itself just, you're like, well, fuck it. Like, what is there to do? So now dudes are still smashing and they having kids by accident and getting burned. Most jakes, it's funny, the women's so wicked, most men have kids by accident. You know what I mean? What Kanye West said, they making planned parents in the hood, but I never known the one who planned to be a parent in the hood. Jay-Z, what he say? My pops knew what he was doing. He was trying to get a nut, and what he got a nut, nigga, what? Now, me and that old Jay-Z shit. So, Jake just be trying to smash, you know what I mean? They be in the moment. The condom come off after a while. You going raw dog, boom, before you know it, she pregnant. I'm pregnant. Then you like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So now it's out that what? You just snip your shit. People going out. Men, they just getting vasectomies. Just getting it. And they not telling women they got one. So, and they able to, cream pie. Bust her up in a chick, they call it cream pie, and not having to worry about getting pregnant. And all they say, the brother Black Ram, my man Ram, shout out Black Ram 3-1, baby, love you, bro. He said he had grabbed one. He said his nuts was hurt. He said his nuts was hurting for about a week, but shit, after that, it was smooth sailing. But he already got a kid, so, But, whether you for it or against it or whatever, that's up. I ain't here to debate that. But, yeah, so men are getting, like, vasectomies, which is going to, really put these chicks in trouble because women are a burden on a society. Normally, a man, would take care of a woman, and that would be less strain on a society, and women outnumber men. So that's why, places, especially in the West, they would dump the responsibility on a man so they could be easy on the resources. But if the men not taking up the responsibility to pursue women or take care of women, the woman now become a burden on a society, So, but Esau, the devil that he is, he fuck around and come out with a woman's tax. Like, he probably make it where you got tax, because that's really how society work. You know what I mean? Like, if a chick had a husband and was part of a tribe, because, people grouped up in tribes. So you had a husband part of the tribe, the Limber tribe, and your husband went out hunting and got killed by the woolly mammoth, and she'll have to come back and people of that tribe will have to take care of her. Like, so the chief of the tribe will have to take resources from different people and give it to her until she remarried. So it was, and so people got tired of their resources being taken. And what they would do is they would say, like, look, we got to get this chick married. So if she wasn't married, all the resources was a strain on the tribe. So they would have to, so people got tired of it. Like, man, I can't wait till she get married because we got to keep giving like a portion of our substance to take care of her and her kids because her husband died. So that goes back to the beginning of time, you know. So, but now men have came to the point like they don't want to date, they don't want to get married. If they want to have sex, they just buy it, pay for it, you know. So now what that does is that put a strain on the society. So now who's to take care of these women? The society. And Esau, that's why he legalized prostitution in certain states, because he like, listen, I ain't about to be taking care of all these fucking women, you know what I mean? And he legalized prostitution. Or he do shit like if you sign the birth certificate and you find out it's not your child, and you sign a birth certificate, you still have to pay the child support anyway. So that was wicked as hell, you know, in that sense. You know, so the main part, and then what the Lord said in Isaiah 32:9 says what? Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my mouth, you careless daughters. You know, because now what? The society is being like stripped from its resources. And then you got what? You got the migrants coming over here. And they eating at the resources. So now they up the food stamps a little bit. You know, I got people I know with family members and whatnot that get the food stamps. So if you used to get $3.50, maybe you get $3.80 now. But compared to inflation and the price of food, that ain't no motherfucking major difference. Or if you had 5 kids and you got 500, 600, maybe you get 700 now. Or maybe you went from 520 to 630 or some shit. But the way how food is, you know what I mean, that is like really, really pricey. So, hey man, a prophecy coming to pass. Hey, as this food goes up, I'm at the supermarket now. I don't really be seeing people with a lot of shit, even when it be coming like food stamp time. I don't really see these nigga women with a lot of groceries and shit. Then I used to be able to buy food stamps off of people. They don't be trying to sell their shit. Even certain family members I know, like, yo, you trying to sell some stamps? Hell no, nigga. They shoot that shit down. Or they might just try to sell a little bit just to get what they need. Like maybe he want to get his cigarettes or, they beers, or they need some money to get across town, or some shit like that. They be like, all right, yeah, I'll sell you $50. I'll give you $50 worth. You know what I mean? So, and they be skeptical about doing that shit. So, yeah, so the famine coming, famine of the word coming, and men has just given up. Especially these new generation of men, because with the help of the internet, they get to see how wicked these women are. You know what I mean? See, a lot of wickedness women was doing wasn't exposed. Like people didn't know. We just heard from OGs. They used to tell us and give us game, you know. But now you're able to see the wickedness of these women on the internet. Some of it's fake and acted out or whatever, but a lot of it's true. A lot of our families went through it. So now men have like totally like given up. You know what I mean? I'm looking at these chicks now coming out the supermarket. They got little ass bags. You know, I do Uber. I be Uber driving around at times. You know, and when I do Uber, you know, I go to the supermarket, get help, you know. So I be, you know, there'd be like 5-6 bags or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So I remember the nigga woman used to be racking the fuck up, but with the migrants coming over, putting strain on the resources, then also you got these migrant women that looking at the men that the woman here don't want, and they rocking out with them, man. You know, they like, yo, oh, she don't want you, or, you know what I mean, or blah, 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 like, fuck it, I'll take you, you know what I mean, and they rocking out with them. They making it happen, you know. So, hey, man, rise up, you women that are at ease. You know, you got, this one a little longer than what I thought, so I'm going to just leave it on this topic. I ain't going to start another topic, but rise up, you women that are at ease. In my mouth, you kill his daughters. It just says, what? For they shall lament for the teats. The teats is what? The nourishment. So they can't afford to, like, buy all this shit out. This food is high as hell, especially with the shit they like eating, like the oxtails, the shrimp, and all of that shit. Like, you try to buy that shit with your food stamps, your kids gonna fucking starve. You know what I mean? Then even when food stamps was good and prices was low, these women ain't know how to fucking shop, especially the nigga woman. They ain't know how to fucking shop properly. You know what I mean? So, or shop smart. They ain't know how to use coupons and stretch their shit. Because really, food stamps will last to about the 20th, the 22nd, maybe. Then you got to go through like 10 days of stretching shit before the stamps come back out. Now, how food jumping up, man, you be lucky, especially if you're not a smart shopper. So like your tongue twister. Especially if you're not a smart shopper. You probably get about 15 days worth of food, if that, and then that shit is over with. Then they gonna start cutting them and all that shit. So, hey, man, then what? You supposed to rely on a dude, but dudes to the point they ain't beat. A lot of dudes, the ones who ain't married already and good, and that's slim to none, but they done left the country. They probably moved somewhere else. Some of them sodomites. Then the decent brothers like myself, you know, working, not a felon, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't got no dirty piss, intelligent. I ain't in the best, healthiest shape, but, you know, good head on my shoulders, decent brothers. It's not beat, you know what I mean? They like, man, I could do without. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, these women gonna fucking feel it, man. They gonna feel it. And if they in the supermarket shopping, buying these little ass items, you know, cause, hey, man, I went in the I had bought some barbecue chicken. Well, it was rotisserie already. Quick testimony. So I'm like, man, it's already baked rotisserie. I want to put some barbecue sauce on it. So the supermarket was right there. I'm like, I'm going to run up in the supermarket, just buy one barbecue sauce. Man, that bitch was like the little Hunt's fucking 12-ounce barbecue sauce. That motherfucker was about $5. I remember that shit was like $1.89 or some shit. You know, that motherfucker was about $5. So, like, uncooked food, that shit costs more than cooked food. So, like, uncooked food, like, you buy some shit uncooked, depending on what it is. You buy, like, a couple of steaks. You might pay $25, $30, but you go to that same restaurant and get that same steak cooked, that it might be the same price or a little more. So people like, yo, I might as well, eat out and save the headache of cooking and shit like that. So people is forced to buy their own food and try to cook now, but the price is so high. But hey, man, with that, I'm going to close out. I'm going to run up in here. Try to grab me a couple of fruits, man. Try to start back walking and shit. It's a constant battle with the flesh. Start back exercising a little bit more. Probably grab me some bananas and shit like that. See if I can find some. It'd be hard to find shit that ain't got no seeds in it no more. I got this spot. It's like fucking half an hour from here. I'm in Maryland, so shit more spread out. Shit like a half an hour from here. It's a good spot. Richardson Farms. They got a lot of organic shit up in there, but I ain't really trying to go that far right now. But hey, man, Lord willing, that was edifying, man. But like the prophecy say, man, these women gonna feel it. Esau set y'all up for the mousetrap, man. And the only woman who really ate that shit, the abandon their men and say and throw their men under the bus and child support, Me Too, you name it, suing them, false allegations, you name it. So men seen that shit and got tired of it. They said, man, it's too risky. I'm out. They getting vasectomies. They ain't even looking at these women. And eventually, these women going to start to feel it. They going to try to turn back to these men. 7 women, Isaiah 4:1 going to kick in. But guess what? They ain't going to turn to them because they want them. They going to turn to them out of desperation. But these men, they ain't going to be beat. They going to be like, man, I am not beat. Especially with the N-dub. Especially with you still dating an inner city N-dub. It's fucking something wrong with you. Unless you lucked up and found a good one. And I won't even say good, a decent one. But, and everybody going to say, I got a decent one, Look. If you do, you do. May the Lord bless you. But I seriously doubt that everybody ain't just getting decent nigga woman. But hey, man, with that, shalom. Yeah, but shalom.